Welcome to Tape Don't Lie. We're going to get deep into Jimmy Lake, the new head man for the Washington Huskies, and we're going to talk about him with C-Mart in a little bit, but I want to highlight some things that he does up front because we know him for the secondary, and we get really deep into what he's doing in terms of teaching in the secondary, but look at what he's able to do from that front. He's in charge of that entire defense, and I love the way that these guys play. Here you're going to see Joe Tryon. Watch the spin move that he does, allowing him, boom, that quick spin move. He's there to eat that shovel pass up. This is a big-time play. You look at the conditions. This is a rugged unit for Washington. For a team that is so aggressive, so talented, and you think about it from the Pac-12, but they play a rugged brand of football. The other thing I wanted to highlight, look at this formation, right? He's super innovative. You got your two linebackers sitting there in the hole, but the reality is, look at the way these guys crash. And on the snap, they're going to crash down, and as they crash, they're able to blow this play up. Keep in mind, it's 3rd and 2, right? You want to get a stop. The way that they're aligned right there, that's innovative from Jimmy Lake, making the offense have to think, making the offense have to adjust, making the offense have to work to make plays. And when you look at this, I love this one right here. This is Big Greg Gaines, and I love the way he's able to play. And they're going to continue to get big guys up front to make plays, and you're going to see it in that replay angle. Gaines just being a force. He demands that his players play with that physicality, and look at the way that he's able to force his spot into the hole, get that quarterback pressure, force the intentional grounding. I love that out of Jimmy Lake, and I love this right here for the W. These guys are going to play for Jimmy Lake up front, but we're going to get into the secondary as well. Yo, sitting down with C-Mart. Chris Martin, how you doing?
I'm good, man.
Yeah, welcome back. We're here for Tape Don't Lie. I am excited to get into this because we got a taste of Jimmy Lake. Now we're going to get into the meat. And Jimmy Lake getting that promotion is big for Washington because it maintains a sense of continuity.
It does. And the one thing with Jimmy Lake is he's a great teacher. And I think that's what I'm looking forward to jumping into tape and being able to take a deep dive at, because the great coaches out there, they're always great teachers, and they can get a player to see who they can become instead of who they are.
Yeah, and I think you're hitting the nail on the head when you talk about him as a teacher. This is a guy that coaches them up. And we've got 3 different tapes that we're going to get into because we're going to talk about the 3 different elements that he really brings to the table. His bread and butter is the secondary. Mm-hmm. And to watch Washington's secondary play has been remarkable. And then to watch him on the recruiting trail, I feel like the reason Coach Chris Peterson was ready to give him this program was because Jimmy Lake was pushing Coach Pete to do more in recruiting. Well,
and remember, he played strong safety at Eastern Washington, so he has that defensive back mentality.
Sure. And
he's also from a military-style family, so he has the discipline and the attention to detail. And I think when you watch him coach, you can see that. That becomes very visible. You also can see, Michael, his effect from coaching at the NFL level and what that brings, because he knows fits, he knows what's important to get guys to the next level. To your point, when you're recruiting guys and you've been in the NFL, that's how you get the dominant players.
Yeah, and I love that. I mean, you look at here at the opponent's pass efficiency rating and the way that the secondary has been able to play. Listen, top 30s, 8th in 2016, obviously, which was a great year for them, but they get the job done, and I love that. They don't let you complete passes because everything is contested. Everything is earned, not given by this Washington secondary.
I love that you said that, because you will watch and see that every play, the ball's in the air, they're challenged. All the guys are challenged. They're never wide open space. They challenge everything, single thing. That's a sign of a great defense.
Yeah, and I love this. Let's start just right. I mean, we're watching it right here, right? You see technique. I mean, I love this. I absolutely love the technique that you get from Jordan Miller here of recognizing that this play's dead in the water. You got JoJo McIntosh. He's already over the top. And the way that he's got patient feet, patient hands, recognizes, you know what, this guy's I don't need to get hands on him.
Sure.
He's taking himself out of the play and then use the sideline as your friend.
I'm laughing because this is absolutely clinical. I mean, this is exactly how you want to teach press coverage, because as you mentioned, he's very patient, but he also has the ability to mirror. You can see it up top.
Yep.
No problem at all. He's not threatened at all. He's not worried about deep speed. But watch the subtlety, the ability to use your body to get a cutoff angle, pin the wide receiver to the side. This will be a great demonstration of it. Yeah, watch how he sits down low like a viper. There it is. Now he'll feel the receiver. He'll feel him again right there.
Bingo.
Little detail. Feel him again. I know exactly where he's at. He's in phase. I've got him blanketed. I can use the sideline as an extra defender. I'm not threatened vertically at all, but what I'm going to do is snap my head around right here. Eyes.
I love it.
Get it back to the quarterback. I know where he's at. Now, here's the ball judgment, great ball skills. That is a tremendous play. That tells me right there that he's so well coached up by Jimmy Lake. The detail, it is absolutely flawless coverage on how you play on a 9 route, a deep route, and that's a great turnover for Washington.
Yeah, he cuts off Solomon Innocent, is just ready to go make plays. I wanted to put this one on. I'm going to use your word, plaster.
Yep.
Look at listen, you have 5 pass catchers on any given play, right?
Yeah.
You get 5 on any given play. This is a 3-man rush, but look at the way that these defensive backs cover every possible pass catcher. They are locked on, locked on, locked on, locked on, no windows to throw.
Yeah, this is fun for me doing this tape because it really is so good from a defensive back perspective across the board. As you mentioned, being able to run on that hip plaster. We know it's man coverage because we can see the motion there coming across the field, and that pulls the defender with him. But watch the stab up top.
That little jump jam?
Just completely takes out the quick slant. It's not there. And the other thing that happens, this will be a good look at it. You'll see
all 22.
Yeah, up top. Watch this stab. There it is. He's completely disrupted. So then the linebacker gets underneath the throw, takes away the slant, forces the quarterback to hold the ball longer. Now you have the backside edge defender with the pursuit to the ball. This is how you get sacks. This is a coverage sack as much as anything because they take away the throw. Great effort to get the sack by the DN, but this is made by that corner up top, disrupting the timing.
Because he wants that slant. He wants the slant.
He's still trying to, and he's still trying to go to it. But he saw the timing's disrupted, and he saw the linebacker underneath. He didn't even have it. Take that out of the playbook.
Yeah, and I love this. And we're going to get to see running to the football, right? Mm-hmm. Listen, you get a completion, and then you take that completion away because your safeties are also involved in that quick game.
And it's a really well-designed play. Offensively, this should be there. You know, you do the zone read, so it pulls your linebackers up to create space in the slant so you can drive it in behind the linebackers. But when you have a safety who has a nose for the ball like Rapp, he sees this. He comes downhill hard. He's able to dislodge the football. Cornerback's playing on an outside technique, so he's expecting that inside help, and that's what a big safety defender does is he comes down, he lays the wood, brings the hat, and is able to create a ball disruption.
Yeah.
Just fastidious detail,
separate
attention
man from
to detail. It's absolutely what Jimmy Lake teaches. It's what he's gotten his guys to buy into and to understand. This is one of the most very well-coached teams in the entire country.
That's the thing, because when I look at the corner number 1, he knows I've got help inside.
Sure.
He knows I've got shallow help from my linebacker. Mm-hmm. He also knows he has help inside deeper from that safety. So I'm going to be on the high side because if this was a sluggo, he's in good position to keep running up the field. But he recognizes where his help comes from, and I hope folks understand this. The idea, it's when you play defense, it's not, especially in that secondary, it's not just about knowing your job. Mm-hmm. It's about knowing where your help comes from.
Absolutely.
Or if you're a safety, it's about knowing who you're supposed to help. Yep. And you help inside to outside, and you help, and you're able to get those things done. And I look at this and the list of guys that are going to the next level out of this program. And I think it's safe to say we could have added another guy to the first round if he didn't get hurt. This is a group that they go hard.
Yeah, and as we say in the biz, people shop on busy streets. And so when you see schools like that producing this type of talent, it's going to bring more and more scouts in to watch these guys. And they know they're well coached. You know exactly what you're going to get, what type of dynamic player, smart football aptitude matters to Jimmy Lake. And you see that in terms of the product on the field.
Yeah, they are smart players. They are guys that can play man, they can play zone, they do all those things. But they're also physical players. And right here, highlight JoJo McIntosh. Look at this. Get downhill. Let's go make a play.
Yeah, it's awesome. But again, it's not just the physicality. I got to stress it's the aptitude that comes with it. What do I mean by that? Watch the corner down at the bottom. He's going to sense this out, so he knows he's got to keep a lid on this thing. He keeps it outside in. Safety comes down, and I love this. He plays with leverage also. If he's going to miss, he's going to miss with this back who turns into a receiver cutting inside. Why? Because you got the pursuit coming inside out. So he's thinking on the feet. What I love about this physicality, and this is what I teach all the young guys that I coach in the Little League now, when you get that, just go blow up the receiver. He doesn't want to take on a safety.
Bingo.
Blow him up and make the play. We saw it right there.
They don't want to block.
They do not want to block.
They do not want to block.
On any level, they don't want to block.
Now we get to the corner, and I love this. Chop Suey. Chop him down. Let's just chop him down, knowing that you're a second. In theory, he's a secondary run defender.
Sure.
But in practice, he's playing like he's the force defender.
Michael, this is some of the best tape we've had all year. I mean, this is absolutely beautiful. Why? Let's talk about this. Is clinical. You mentioned it. It's crack and replace. That's all it is.
Yep.
Receiver's going to crack down on the safety. So now the force player becomes your corner. He's got to come up and be that defender. What I love is he's running through the back, not to him, through him. He's also playing with great leverage, but good smarts to know on a crack and replace. I got to be there. I'm the support defender.
And I love this about Jimmy Lake, too. He's willing to get everybody involved in the party.
Yep.
And here we see Rapp, the safety, coming on a blitz, on a pressure to get to the quarterback because he knows I don't have a true mark. I don't have a Chase Young.
Sure.
So we got to get pressure a different way. And he's able to do it.
Yeah, he's able to manufacture. The word you always like is blitzing from depth. He does it here, so it throws off the quarterback. But what I love, too, is watch your edge defenders. They're going to rush, keep him boxed in. Where's he going to go? He's literally staring down the barrel because they climb up. This will be a great look at it here. They're going to come up the
man
field.
hand down. One guy hand down.
Double team the zero technique or the nose. There it is right there. It opens up very nicely, just like the Red Sea. This thing parts perfect for Rapp to come up and get the quarterback sack.
Yeah, and I love this because the other thing I'm looking at, I see the safety, the high safety, right?
Yep.
And that's the same safety that we just saw come downhill and make a tackle on the screen. Now he's playing in your deep middle. You get Rapp lined up where you normally see a linebacker, but he's going to get there a little quicker than a linebacker coming from 5 yards deep. And then everybody's doing their job. It's about doing your job. He's the defensive coordinator right now, Jimmy Lake. He was the defensive coordinator at that spot, so everyone's now coached up. Everyone's getting what he was just given to the defensive backs early. Everyone's getting coached up, and he recognizes, hey, defense, I need my end guys. Guess what? I need you. Don't get high. Don't get high. Stay on that low side.
Level.
Get on his level and stay there. Keep him in. Don't give him anywhere to squeeze out.
Yeah, that was as beautiful of a tape as seeing like a piece to a puzzle. How do you fit? Pursuit angles matter. Get to the ball. We're not just happy with creating the turnover. We want to try to house it. We want to get interceptions. We want to get turnovers. But we want to dictate and impose our will and play with physicality.
Yeah, and I think that dictation is the biggest part of what he brings to the table. The ability to, so often from a defensive standpoint, the offense gets to tell you what you're going to do because they know the play and then you have to react to them. But with Jimmy Lake, if you're able to dial up whether it's pressure, you can use great technique to influence things, then you can go make plays. And I just want you to speak to how remarkable this sort of technique and athletic work is.
Yeah, and really probably more on the athleticism side here by Rapp, because this is just a heck of a play. You get trips down at the bottom of the screen, and he knows it. We're one-on-one. He knows where the sticks are. He has great instincts and anticipation, but now he just hugs up. He cuddles up with this crossing route, knows he can slide underneath it, and attacks it. Now, that play is smart. That play is, I've seen this during the week in preparation, so I know what's coming when I get trips to my side. Now I'm going to go make a play. But so often guys are in position to make plays, but they don't finish. They don't actually make the play. These guys don't want ball disruptions. They don't want PBUs. They want to get the pick, and this is an outstanding play.
Yeah, he's going to come across the screen, and I think it's interesting to watch this because you get the crosser and his ability to run with that guy across the field. That's a hard thing to do.
And he knows he's not beaten deep. The guy's not going to turn up on him. Watch when he comes across in this crosser. You're going to see his eyes. He's going to feel the receiver, but you're going to feel his eyes. Right here.
There.
I got it. I got this all the way.
That whole face mask is looking at the quarterback.
Yep, for sure.
Waiting for that ball to come out because he knows it's coming.
Yep, and then one more subtle detail. Why can he be so aggressive on this play? Well, look who's in the hole back there. He's got help from the cavalry. He's got a safety over top. If I mess up and I guess wrong here, I've got a guy behind me. That is smart football. That is a heck of a play at a critical moment. That's how you win football games.
That's just a big play. And this is one, you talked about athleticism, man to man. He's running with him.
I love
this. Is insane
what
Budda Baker's able to do.
Oh, my goodness.
Because with that back and forth motion, Mark, when I think about that, the times I've had to run side to side with guys, they're going to beat you. They're already on the move.
You're not supposed to be able to do this. You're really not. I mean, he's coming back, reverse motion. He's able to beat him to the spot. But again, like 90% of the time, a guy's going to break this up. He's going to get a PBU for this. To be able to undercut this, knowing where the sticks are, and to go high point the ball and create a turnover, now you're giving your offense a very short field to work with. High percentage, they get the ball in the end zone. A tremendous play by Budda Baker. The reason why he was a second-round draft pick.
Yeah, and I love this because what we're seeing right here, you're going to see this little pick play too. And Budda Baker, he not only does he go over the top, he gets over the pick, which is what they're trying to get. And I love that the corner is helping Budda Baker out because he's not going to let himself Kevin King's not going to let himself get pushed into Budda's path. And I think that's one hand washing the other. It's teammates recognizing where they fit in the defense and what they have to do so that their teammate can be successful.
And let's talk about big picture what this means. What this means is when you're recruiting 5-star guys that want to be defensive backs and they want to get to the next level, you know what? You pop in this tape and you're like, hey, these are the guys that I've helped shape and develop and help them to get to the next level by making plays like this. Trust the process. Come to Washington, trust me, trust the process, and I will get you where you want to go. That's exactly what Jimmy Lake sells, and that's exactly what he does.
Yeah, I love this about him because on the field, I know he's going to do his job. And I think in recruiting, he's also going to do a tremendous job. He is going to, listen, the upcoming next couple cycles for that Pacific Northwest are strong. They are strong. And I think with Jimmy Lake assuming the full control, now we're going to see a guy that wants to be in those battles. That was something for me, and we've talked about this on Campus Insiders. I always question with Chris Peterson, right? Because Boise State, he was giving people a chance. But when you're at Washington, they all know they're going to go play D1 football. Now you got to get them to come play D1 for you. And I think Jimmy Lake has pushed to be in more rooms. He's pushed to be in more top 10s, to be in more top 5s. And I think when we watch him continue to shepherd this program, I think they're going to be in more of those living rooms, and they're going to be more of those battles, whether it's Notre Dame or Oregon or USC or Alabama or Texas. They're going to be in those battles because he wants those kids.
And think about the DNA of the kids he wants. He wants the athletic kids, but he wants high character guys. He wants guys that have good football IQs that can understand what he's trying to coach in his defense. And you can just tell what he's building there. He's going to build something special. That is going to be an absolute destination spot. He's going to challenge a lot of those top tier teams across the country.